I had the pleasure of sitting down with Mr. Terrance Styyles, who is a stylist, a radio personality, and actor. He started his career with a show called The Style Chronicles, which was featured on WPBRadio.com, which is still the most asked radio show from that programming. A Baltimore native, but he decided to venture to the ATL to expand on his dreams. Terrance is now featured as Jonathan in an all-new play called Love, Sex, and Marriage, which is a Floyd Production and is currently traveling throughout the U.S. So with no further ado, here is Mr. Terrance Styyles.
And this is April J with Xclusive, and today I am talking to the one and only, my baby boo, Mr. Terrance Styyles.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Now, for anybody who has followed WPB, you know that Terrance was not only a radio host on WPB Radio, but he was also my co-host on the Spin Cycle.
Yes, the Spin Cycle. That was fun.
That
Had a
was
good time.
Really fun. We had some interesting guests.
Yes, we did. Absolutely. I know, the one that really stands out the most was the whole church, the church one.
Yes. That
was the one that I was like, I had to hold my mule.
He said hold you.
I had to hold it all in. I said, okay, Terrance, you cannot go off on these people. Because some of the stuff they were saying out their mouth.
I know, we had some
I was
pastors.
like, you a fool. And surprisingly, one of them was the guy, but one of them was a woman that was going off.
It was.
She lost her everlasting mind. But
yeah,
it is what it is. But I contained myself.
You did. You did.
I had
you were
to.
awesome host.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I'm so super proud.
Thank you.
I feel like a mama. I really do. I have a lot of children in WPB.
Yes.
But you have grown so
Thank
much.
you.
And right now you're in Atlanta.
I am in Atlanta. I am
and
in Georgia
doing
Peach.
a lot.
I am. Yeah.
I follow you. I follow.
Yes,
I follow everybody.
I know.
I follow everybody.
I know. I'm trying to leave my mark on this earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're doing that. You're doing that.
Thank you.
So, right now you're here.
Yes.
To promote a play that you're in.
Yes.
And when I heard, I was just like, oh.
Because you've never seen me. You've never seen me acting before.
I haven't.
Right. So this would be a treat for you.
I'm gonna be down here like Michelle. No tape.
Yeah, it's a treat for you. Yes. I just realized that you've never seen me act before.
No,
so yeah, that's actually my baby. Like acting is actually.
Well, not on the stage.
Right, not on the stage. Right, not on the stage.
Not on the stage.
You are right.
Other places, yeah.
You were right about that.
Right.
Not on the stage.
Right.
But acting I got bit by the acting bug when I was 5 years old. I was in a Christmas play. I was a little drummer boy. And from that point on, I told my mom and my dad that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I've been consistent throughout as I've gotten older. Right. And that's just I keep going back to it. Even when I try to shy away from it for many years. And that's why I got into the whole fashion world and got into radio and hosting and things like that. Because I just felt like maybe it wasn't supposed to be a part of my life like I thought it was. And then moving to Atlanta, was trying to figure out, okay, what's next for me, and then this play came about last year.
Yeah.
And because I was doing like web series and things like that, independent films, and doing auditions and things, but this play came about last year, and I was like, okay, I'm just doing this play, and it is what it is. And we did it last Labor Day weekend. That's when we started. It was a great success, and then we did it this January that just passed, and the director was like, I'm thinking about taking on tour. And I was like, I thought he was jiving. I was like, all right, sir, whatever. And he was like, no, seriously. And I was like, okay, well, let me know when you get everything in order, because I would love to. I think we should take it to Baltimore. Yeah. And sure enough, he kept saying it and kept me in the loop. And he was like, well, we're going on tour this summer. And I was like, wow. Are you serious? He was like, yes, I'm serious. And he's like, so, but you think Baltimore, would receive us? And I was like, yes. But Baltimore takes their time and getting on the bandwagon. Right. They wait till the last minute to get tickets and all that. I was like, yeah.
But y'all are doing it in the art district. So that's
Yes,
a
we
little
are.
different.
We are. So that's why I'm here to push these ticket sales to get people like, look, you, and people have been asking, come to Baltimore, come to Baltimore, come to Baltimore. And I'm like, okay, we're here, we're coming. You need to get these tickets. We're doing 2 shows. You need to come to one of them.
You know Baltimore's so last minute.
Yes.
We're always last minute.
You last minute, I'm gonna need y'all to get on it because it can be kind of discouraging to say, okay, we come in and this is what y'all want, but then it's like, okay, what's taking y'all so long? Y'all had all this time. What's taking? And then the last one's going, is some tickets still? And they're gonna be hitting me up.
Yeah.
Talking about, is tickets still available? Is tickets still available? I'm like, I've been telling y'all to go to the website, TreyFloyd.com, and get the tickets.
Right. But you know, we always buy at the last minute.
That is
so,
true. We do.
Yeah.
So
but
I'm
we
hoping
want
they
to come
come
out. Yeah, you got to come out.
I need the line to be
support.
wrapped around the building.
Absolutely.
I need with all the tickets sold out. Like
Right.
we got no more room.
Right.
That's what I need.
I'll be in line with Mama Netta.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My mother will be there. You will hear her voice.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm excited. I
That's
really
cool.
am.
So what got you started?
What got me started acting?
No, I mean, what got you started with the play?
Oh, what got me started with the play? So, like I said, I auditioned. I kind of just found out about it, auditioned, and I was like, well, let me just go. Because for me, to stay in my craft, I like to go on auditions. It's not always about getting the part. So I auditioned, I did my part, and then I leave. I don't think about what I auditioned for until it comes back around and say, oh, you come in for another, to audition again, or you got the role. So director Trey, he hit me up and said, I'm giving you a role of Jonathan. And I was like, oh, okay. And when I say he mapped out the schedule, because plays are time consuming.
Right.
It takes a lot of your life,
Right.
a lot of time out of your life. So the way he mapped out the schedule, it was magnificent. It didn't take too much time of my business life, my personal life, any of that. And so, Love, Sex, I'll go into what Love, Sex, and Marriage is about, because it's based off a web series.
Okay.
Trey Floyd, he's the director. He created Love, Sex, and Marriage is based off a web series, and then he turned it into a play. So the premise of the play is that Darren is the lead role. So Darren is a music artist. He's signed to a homophobic label.
Oh, wow.
So his boss, the head of the record label, the character name is Danny, and I'm Jonathan. I'm his manager. So Jonathan does what he needs to do to make sure that his artist is on point.
Right.
So I'll just leave it at that, so I won't give anything away. But Darren is struggling with being coming out as an openly gay male artist.
Okay.
And so that with his music, and then one of his concerts, he meets a guy named Ken, who's his love interest. So he's really into Ken, but at the same time, he's on this homophobic record label. So the play is about trying to juggle or trying to decipher, should he just stay closeted,
Yeah.
or should he come out and be with Ken and have the risk of losing his career? So that's the battle of his music career, which he loves music, but he also has this new person that he finds to be in love with as well, and trying to battle which one, or can I do both? So, and like I say, Jonathan is he's in the mix throughout the play and try to make sure that his artist is on point. So Jonathan does what he needs to do to secure that, because he needs to secure his money and make sure, because pretty much Darren is his only artist at the moment, because it's a small record label. But yeah, so that's the premise of the play. So Jonathan's straight in the play, so I enjoy playing Jonathan. He's very animated and very
Well, that's you all day
right. He's very high strung on life. So people will see that in the play. They will see that it's something for everybody. And a lot of people say, well, what's the age? I would say 16 and over, because I feel like a lot of the young ones, such as 16 and over, they're becoming wiser. They're mature before their time, and I think and a lot of young ones are battling with their sexuality. Should I come out? And if I do, how is that going to affect my family, my friends, my life, my social circle? And so I think 16 and up, people are coming. Yes, there is some adult content as far as words and things of that sort, but I think overall, I think they'd be able to relate to it, or because they have a friend or a family member or what have you. And we've gotten since we've done the play, we got so many emails and messages about saying, hey, my son came out to me, and this play helped me out to really understand him or her, and have a conversation and really open my mind, because this play is about opening your mind, get outside the box of what you may have been taught from back in the day, and really come and realize that we're in a new age. And just because somebody's sexuality does not define all of who they are. It's just a small fraction of who they are.
Right.
Who somebody is in love with or lays down with has nothing to do with their character. That has to do with who they love and who they want to be with. And so that's what that play does. And that's the message that we try to convey, not try, that we do convey, to make sure that even if you're not prone to want to accept that, take something else that may be going on in your life. You might be battling, trying to juggle with being a single mom that got kids and your career, and trying to battle that. So maybe in your mind, okay, let me substitute so I can relate to it more. Exactly. So it's just all of what you may be going through at that moment. But everybody loves love, or loves someone. Sex. A lot of people having sex and love sex, and then marriage. People are getting married. You have same-sex marriage. Everything. So just in the title alone, people can relate to it. Yeah. They can relate to it. So.
It's so interesting because, oh my gosh, I've known you almost 10 years. Yes, almost 10 years. Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, if anybody's known me, T has always been like a son to me. He really has. He really, really has. We did a show called You Have Been Styled.
Yes.
I actually saw some of that.
Yes, I saw that too. It's
Everything, yes. And one thing that I can say is that, you have just always been consistent. And you've always been hardworking.
Thank you.
And, I've always said, there are some that I'm just super proud of. And you have definitely been one of those. I follow you ever since you've been to Atlanta. I always follow you because I always got to know how to do it.
I appreciate that.
So, but I mean, you have just come so far. You had the radio show.
Yeah, Style Chronicles. That was my baby too. I did that for 6 years.
So
that was my baby.
I mean, well, you are, because I do sometimes get certain inboxes and emails about certain shows, and your show has been one of those.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm wondering, what are you going to be doing with Style Chronicles now with you and Kiana? Because they love with you and Kiana.
Yeah. Because I've gotten that too, about the Style Chronicles, and I've been debating about bringing it to Atlanta. And when I moved to Atlanta, I was like, I'm gonna bring it here bring it to Atlanta. It has to make sense for me. It really, really does. It has to make sense, because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Exactly.
And that's where I am in my life right now. And and even if it's not in radio, it may be a visual perspective of the Style Chronicles.
Right.
But I have, and I told you this off camera, I have worked on a project, an all-male talk show.
Right.
That I've been doing since I've been in Atlanta.
Okay.
And it's come in full circle. So we're in post-production right now for it, and I'm excited to release some of the episodes from that before the end of the summer. And so I had to transition my path. It's the same ideas, or same overall umbrella that I want to be under, but I had to shift from doing radio and doing more visual, and then shying away from acting when I was here to get back into acting. So sometimes you have to sit back and be still, and sometimes the things that you want, that you thought you want to put on the back burner, comes back around again. And that's what happened to me when I moved to Atlanta. Things that I didn't think were going to come back in my life have come back full circle. And so I'm learning to embrace it. And being in this play is one of them, because I've been on tour and played before, but not to this caliber. Like, we're going to like 12 cities this summer. I think it's about 12 cities that we're going to this summer, and we're doing multiple shows in those cities. And so for me, just being able to step foot on a stage and be amongst with different people, and they seeing me on a stage, and you never know who's going to be in the audience. You never know. And so I'm excited about going to these different cities, because I want to see what comes from it. What's going to be the next journey, the next path for my life. And another thing I want to do, I just want to be able to, people who are also interested in this entertainment industry, especially acting, to be able to lift them up and say, you can do it, because it's one of the hardest professions that you can get into. Sometimes I used to sit and think like, Lord, why did you give me this and this talent? Because this is one of the hardest professions to even get into. And just because you get into it doesn't mean you're going to be successful, doesn't mean you're going to make millions in dollars. It doesn't mean any of those things. Right. But for me, it's just being in my element, being in my passion, being able to entertain people, and then the money and success will come from that.
So do you feel it's harder as a gay man?
I don't know if it's harder. It's more challenging because people want to put you in a box. They want to think, okay, well, since he's a gay male,
that's my thing.
Yeah, since they want to put you in a box and think that that's all you want to play. I don't want to always play a gay. That's who I live as a gay man. I don't always want to be. I don't want to play a gay man. That's why one of the reasons I took this role, because the character that I play is not gay.
Right.
He's a straight man.
Do you think it's easier because females can be
absolutely females can
gay and still play straight roles?
Yes.
So do you feel it's harder for men to do it?
I think it can be, depending on the caliber of the role and what they have to do. But I think if you are a professional, if this is truly your craft, then you can play any role. You can play a straight male. You can play a transgender male. You know what I mean? You can be pretty much a woman turning into a man.
Right.
So you just have to know what works for you and being able to channel that character that you want to play. But I don't want to be put in a box. One of my roles that I want to play is I want to play a villain.
Really?
I want to play a villain. I want to be able to tap into the evil side of me because it's there. But I want to be able to do it in an artistic way.
I've never known.
I do, and the other one is I want to play.
my tea.
I don't like to bring that person out. I don't, and then the other one is I want to play a person with multiple personalities.
Really?
Yep.
You know what? I can see that.
Right. So those are the two roles because I know I would kill it. I know I would kill it.
So do you feel obligated to tell, or do you just don't say anything?
I don't say anything. I mean, I let people think whatever they want to think. If they ask me, and if I feel comfortable, then I will say. And if not, I'll say, well, that's personal. That's none of your business. You know what I mean? So, but I don't get that. I don't get people asking me.
Okay.
I mean, I think some people may just assume, and they can assume and make an ass out of themselves. They can assume or not assume. I am who I am. I've become too far to be comfortable in my skin at this point. So I'm not gonna dial back who I am. Now, if you say, well, that I will make adjustments, but I'm not gonna completely discontinue who I am for somebody. I was like, well, then I'm just not that person for them.
Right. Exactly.
But I feel like my talent and my craft will speak for itself. But I know I'm not for everybody, and that's fine because this is a hardcore business. You're not going to be for everybody. You're not going to get every role. Out of 10 auditions, you'll get maybe 1 or 2 roles out of those 10 auditions, and you just keep auditioning until the person says yes. Until you get more yeses than no's, but you're gonna get a lot of no's until you get a lot of yeses. But when you get into that mindset and that state of being, where people are always saying yes, I want him, then at the moment right now you're gonna get a whole bunch of no's, and that's fine. Okay. Because you gotta learn.
Now you're originally from Baltimore.
I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I don't know where the heck y'all get that from, because there's a T in Baltimore and there's a D at the end of Maryland. Child.
Oh my God.
Baltimore, Maryland. What the heck is that?
I know.
But yes, I'm from Baltimore.
So what made you move to Atlanta?
I get this question all the time. I needed change in my life. I've lived in Baltimore for a majority of my life, but I needed change. I needed to be able to see what else is out there for me. I had to do it in a time where I was still young. I had to do it in a time where I didn't have anything holding me back. I had to do it in a time where I had to live for me. And when I moved to Atlanta, that's the space I was in. I gotta live for me at the end of the day, and stop living for so many other people, and thinking what people would say and how and they're what they're worried about. They put it on me. This is my life, and I need to decide what I want to do and what I don't want to do, and who I want to be in it and who I don't want to be in it. And so that's why I moved to Atlanta. I didn't know what was gonna come from it. I just picked up and quit my job, left the radio station, turned the radio station over.
When he told me, I was like, what?
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute, are you leaving me?
Yeah, I turned the radio show over to Danielle and Sean, and they did a wonderful job for that year that I was gone. And decided to just end everything, but I was still still there for them, in Atlanta. I would listen to every Monday. Y'all need me, let me know if anything happened. Hey, this is, reach out to April, whatever. So, but I just had to do it for me. I really did, and I don't regret doing it. I don't.
Yeah, when you told me, I was just like, I completely understood where you were coming from, and I was just like, I had no choice. I said I had to support whatever it is decision you made, because you know at the end of the day you had to make it for you.
And that was the season I was in. That was the season of change and looking out for me at the end of the day. So that's why.
And that's important. Yeah. That's important. Now look where you are.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't have any expectations. I just said, okay, Lord, I'm just going to follow this path, and wherever it leads me, it leads me. And so as long as it's a right path, a good path, don't lead me down nothing dark and gloomy and grimy. But I mean, not to say that I didn't have bumps and bruises along the way, because I had a lot of bumps and a lot of bruises along the way. My first year was hectic. It was. I was like, I think I may have to move back. I didn't want to, but I was like, it was just, my first year was just not good. It's not good. But I got out of it and I pushed through. But it's made me, that first year made me stronger than I've ever been, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, the whole nine. But I would have never done that if I didn't step out. And I have no family in Atlanta. So there's nobody I could turn to. I can't go to my mama's house. I can't go, best friend house. I couldn't do any of those things. It was just me. Yeah. And I knew one person there at the time. So now I know a few more people, there. So. But yeah.
That's wonderful. So what's next for Terrance Styyles?
So what's next for me? So the play, of course, will be touring all summer. We will end the tour in Atlanta Labor Day weekend, so in August. And then I got cast to be in another play. Working on the all-male talk show, getting in post-production for that. Auditioning and grinding. I have some other projects that I'm working on. And just seeing what happens, just seeing what comes from the tour, what comes from my talk show, what comes from the other play that I'm in, and trying to keep my eyes on the prize, trying not to let things and people deteriorate where it is, or maybe lose my focus of what it is I want to do and where I want to go. Trying to just keep pushing. Yeah, that's it. Just stand on my grind and my hustle.
All you can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hopefully you do some stuff back at home.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. You call me, I'm there. Absolutely. Oh, because we've talked about doing some stuff. So I'm like, just let me know. I'm here. I do it. So, but I just want to stay in the element of, I feel good when I'm acting. I feel good when I'm hosting a talk show or a radio show. I feel good when I'm hosting an event. Because I hosted fashion show. I feel that I'm in my prime. I'm in my element. It's like nobody can break that shield because I'm protected.
Exactly.
I'm entertaining people. It's making what me doing, helping making them laugh and doing what it is that I do. It feels good for me, and be able to entertain them. It's just helpful. People need to be able to laugh and be entertained. There's so much that's going on in the world. It's so much negativity. We need to be surrounded with the positive energy of people. And so, as long as God give me breath in my body, I want to continue to do that.
Yeah. Maybe do another spin cycle.
Hey, all these reboots that are coming out.
I know.
We can reboot the spin cycle.
The spin cycle is, I'm telling you.
We can reboot the spin cycle, baby, and get some guests on that's going to be like, wait a minute, hold up. Yeah. Flag on the play. What you just said? Right. So, yes, they doing all these reboots on shows. We can reboot the spin cycle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to have to make a trip down to Atlanta.
Yes, you have to make a trip to Atlanta. That would be everything.
So, tell everybody about the play.
Okay, so Love, Sex, and Marriage is happening in Baltimore, Father's Day, June 16th. We're doing 2 shows, 2 p.m., 5 p.m. at the Motor House Theater. I heard the Motor House is everything.
Oh, it's lovely.
I heard it's beautiful. Yes, I was trying to go there yesterday, and I got there too late to get in, but I'm excited to do it there, and like I said, it's new. And I just need people to come out and get the tickets. Go to TreyFloyd.com, get the Baltimore tickets. I just need y'all to get these tickets so we can sell out both shows, 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. on Father's Day. Bring your dads, bring your husbands that are dads, bring your boyfriends that are dads, bring your sons that are dads, the grandfathers, all that. Bring the men, bring the women who have fill in the gaps of dads. Bring them. That's a good Father's Day gift.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
So is Mama coming to the second show or the second?
My mama is coming to the 5 o'clock show. My daddy's coming to the 5 o'clock show. My stepdaddy's coming to the 5 o'clock show. My stepmama coming to the 5 o'clock show.
His second mama probably will have to come to the second show.
So my parents will, and their spouses will be at the 5 o'clock show. I got cousins coming. Awesome. So I'm excited. I just want people to embrace this, take it all in, be entertained. Like I said, there's laughter. You're gonna probably cry. You're going to get excited. You're gonna get mad. it's going to go through a whole full bundle of emotions, but it's well worth it.
That's dope. And
like
I said, I'm super proud.
Thank you so much.
Of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And love you to tears.
Thank you. I love you too. We have so many memories together.
We absolutely do.
So we got to bring those memories back and do it and reboot it in other ways.
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, come out for the play.
Yes, come out.
You don't want to miss it.
No.
And if anybody has heard the Style Chronicles, have seen the spin cycle, you have been styled.
Yes.
You know that you're going to get a show.
You are going to get a show. You are. I will not
disappoint.
I will not disappoint.
Absolutely. So, like I said, it's my boo.
Yeah.
He's my T.
I am that.
Yes. He
am.
knows.
I am.
Every time.
That's why I reached out to you. I was like, hey, I'm coming to Baltimore.
I know. And I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. I didn't realize when we was talking off camera, I didn't realize it's been that long. I was like, wow.
I know.
Time's just flying.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But you know what? I have learned that, I really want to be able to keep close to those who have been close to me for all these years.
Absolutely.
And, I have been super proud of everybody who has also come off of WPB. It'll be 10 years next year. I'm super thrilled.
Yeah, we got party. We got to get down.
Definitely got a party. Everybody that has ever been on WPB, and even now people hit me and oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I used to be on a radio show, or I used to be on some guest, and you don't realize how many people's lives you have touched until you're actually out and people, they recognize you from it, or they're on social media and they're like, yeah, I remember you from, and it's to me, it's a humbling experience.
It is, yeah.
Because you realize that, I always wanted to make it a platform to give people the opportunity to launch. And it may not have been in radio, but to launch into other things.
Right.
So, I said, even if I was able to give somebody that little bit of opportunity.
Right. Absolutely.
That made me feel good. Because it's a way of giving back.
It's the little things. And a lot of people don't think about the little things. But like you mentioned about WPB and the radio aspect, and just the Style Chronicles, for me, it wasn't about having celebrities on. It wasn't about that. It was being able to, what we were talking about, it touched somebody. It opened somebody's else.
It was
mind.
education.
It was education.
Right. And I used to always tell folks, especially in our meetings, that when you open that mic, it's about giving people information, educating people, not only entertaining, but giving people the knowledge.
You gotta encourage people. People need encouraged nowadays, and that's what the Style Chronicles was about entertaining, education, and encouraging. That's what it was about, and we did it in different facets. If we were talking about fashion, or we were talking about breast cancer,
right?
Or we were talking about domestic violence, or we were talking about homosexuality, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
right.
those three E's.
Right.
Is what
and I
we
was
wanted
so
to
proud
do.
of each show because each show actually had their own version of knowledge and bringing education and bringing awareness. And I thought that was what I always envisioned it to be.
Yeah.
So the fact that it actually did that and it actually gave the people the platform to do that.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Yeah. So, as always, I'm so proud of all those have come out and are doing big things. Yeah. Because for me, it just makes me like, okay, you know what? I was able to accomplish something.
You had a hand in that. Yeah.
So,
and I know it wasn't easy. That was a lot of personalities. It was a lot of personalities.
It was a lot of personalities.
A lot of personalities you were dealing with. Yes. So I know it wasn't easy.
Yeah, but you know what? All in all, we were a family.
Yes, we were.
So,
we are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We are. We're still a family. We are.
Absolutely. Yeah. So make sure you come out.
Yes.
Support.
June 16th,
Right.
Motorhouse Theater. Love, Sex, and Marriage. 2 p.m., 5 p.m. Go to TreyFloyd.com. Get those tickets. It's gonna be everything.
All right, y'all. This is April J with another exclusive with Mr. Terrance Styyles, and I will see you next time.